Hi everybody, I'm Bob Kovacs, and this is my Panasonic LUMIX GH6 camera. If you're familiar with the GH6, you know that you can record to an external drive using the camera's USB-C port. In this video, I'll be recording to this drive. This is a Lexar 1 terabyte drive that I got at Costco. Here's a little bit more information about the Costco package. This is the way the package comes from Costco. Costco had a pretty good deal on it. So there is a 1 terabyte SSD, and it also comes with a 64 gigabyte thumb drive. I don't really care about the thumb drive. I'm not going to be using the thumb drive with this test that I'll be doing with the GH6. It also comes with two cables, a USB-C to USB-C cable and a USB-A to USB-C cable. So I'll be using the USB-C to USB-C to plug this 1 terabyte drive into the GH6. Now the important thing is that this 1 terabyte drive from Lexar is rated for USB 3.2, which is the highest USB standard currently that we have. It's USB 3.2, so that's the fastest speed interchange you can get with a hard drive via USB-C. It says it can support 2,000 megabytes per second, which is very fast. I have an L bracket on the GH6, and that gives me a place to mount this drive, at least in a kind of temporary fashion. So I've got a rubber band around it. I'm going to tuck this onto the rubber band. Now the USB-C port is behind this door, so I'm going to now run the USB-C cable through the loop on top of the drive into the connector on the camera and now into the connector on the bottom of the drive. Now that the SSD is attached, turn on the GH6 and you need to go into the menu and do a couple of things. So go into the menu. First, you have to go to the USB SSD and switch it from off to on. So we'll turn that on. And now it's saying, please wait. It's recognizing that there is something attached to it and it wants you to wait. Once the camera recognizes that the SSD is plugged in, it gives you a warning that says it's not formatted. So the next step is to format it. Now back in the menu again, you're going to go to Format, USB SSD Format, and you're going to format the SSD drive. You'll need to do this the first time you use any drive that's plugged into the USB port. So I want to format it, and the formatting goes very quickly. Now that that's done, we're ready to do some shooting. I am in my yard and we are testing this at its fastest possible data rate. The fastest data rate for the GH6 is 1.9 gigabits per second. That is a 4K DCI resolution and it's just a ton of data. According to the camera, it can record at that data rate for about an hour and 8 minutes. And I'm just going to keep this going for a long time. I'll try to keep it going for at least an hour. I'm not obviously going to be talking that whole time, but I'll leave it out here in my yard so it can see the leaves blowing and catch the wind. So in any event, we have this camera now recording at this very high data rate. We shall see if it can take for up to an hour at this data rate, and in which case I'd say that it's perfectly acceptable to use for any event you might have. Again, this is the fastest data rate. 1 terabyte will fill up in a little bit more than an hour. So let's go ahead and just keep the camera rolling and we'll see what happens. Again, 1.9 gigabits per second, which is just a ton of data. So it's been about an hour since I started recording. It has been recording continuously at 1.9 gigabits per second, unbelievable speed. I've been monitoring the camera closely, has not had a glitch. Everything has been working just fine. The drive itself, the 1 terabyte SSD, has gotten just slightly warm to the touch, and it's a warm day, so if it's going to get hot, it would get hot today, and it's really not hot to the touch. It is just warm to the touch. Now this cost me $70 at Costco, so for a 1 terabyte of storage device for the GH6 that can record up to, well, a little more than an hour at the highest data rate the camera supports, 1.9 gigabits per second, is an amazing value. That's much less expensive than any SD card or CF flash cards would cost, CF Express. So anyway, I'm impressed. This will record continuously for more than an hour, fill itself up at 1.9 gigabits per second at the very highest data speed that the GH6 can support. Hey everybody, that's my report on this Lexar 1 terabyte drive. I'm Bob Kovacs. Thanks for watching.